I work hard to try to put pieces together that tell a story and that there's a sort of a line of thought that goes from beginning to end. And for these concerts, I must admit there isn't a single line of thought that connects these pieces as far as I can tell. Perhaps somebody more intelligent than I will come up with that line. But it is an interesting mix of composers of different generations. We start with a work by arguably one of the most important American composers living, John Adams, whose 70th birthday we're marking by the performance of two short fanfares that he wrote. One is called Tromba Lontana, Distant Trumpets, and for the performance, the two trumpeters stand on opposite sides of the stage, so there's an antiphonal aspect to this piece. And then one of his most played works is called Short Ride in a Fast Machine, and I think the title says it all. It's very hyperactive and a real stretch for the orchestra. Very, very difficult piece, but great fun. Then we go to Beethoven and a performance of a work that's very unusual in its own right. It's the Triple Concerto, a concerto for violin, cello, and piano, the first of its kind in musical history. And we have the extraordinary Butler Trio from the University of Texas joining us, and they are Sandy Yamamoto on violin, Josh Gendel on cello, and Colette Valentine on the piano. And then on the second half, one of the most beloved masterpieces of all time from the Romantic era, Tchaikovsky's sixth and last symphony, the Pathetique. At this point in Tchaikovsky's life, he had been through a lifetime of challenges, and he knew he was nearing the end. And so it made sense for him not to finish the symphony in a blaze of glory, but with tragedy. So the blaze of glory is the previous movement, the third movement, which is a march, a rather victorious sounding march, as if he had won the battle. But then the finale comes and basically we feel that the battle has been lost, and death and the end of life has won. The fact that we have three such disparate pieces on the program means that contrasts will be heightened here. We start with an American work that's very hyperactive. We end with a very recognizable and lyrical work of Tchaikovsky, and the music of Beethoven in between. So it's quite an unusual sandwich of pieces we have.